The Galactic Council chamber was filled with representatives from 100 species. They had gathered to decide the fate of humanity. Humans had been expanding, trading, thriving. Some species felt threatened. The Krell delegate spoke first. Humans are too aggressive. They expand too fast. They disrupt our way of life. We must contain them. Other delegates agreed. The Xylos, the Drath, the Vorath. They all saw humans as a threat to their power. The human ambassador, a calm woman named Ambassador Chen, spoke in humanity's defense. We only seek to live in peace. We trade fairly. We help those in need. We ask only to exist among you. The council voted. The result was clear. Humans were banned from expanding beyond their current systems. They could not claim new worlds. They could not build new colonies. They were contained. The galaxy expected humans to protest, to beg, to fight. Instead, Ambassador Chen nodded calmly. "We understand," she said. "We will respect your decision." The council was confused. No arguments, no threats, just acceptance. Something felt wrong. Chen returned to Earth. She reported to human leaders. They listened. They discussed. They made a decision. A message was sent to the galaxy. Not a protest. Not a plea. A simple statement. The Galactic Council has banned us from expansion. We accept their decision. We will not claim their worlds. The Council was relieved. The humans had accepted their place. The galaxy could return to normal. But on Earth, something else was happening. Leaders were meeting. Plans were being made. Humans were not giving up. They were just changing direction. Ambassador Chen spoke to the council one last time. "You have banned us from your space. Very well. We will build our own. Somewhere else. Somewhere you cannot reach." The council laughed. Where could humans possibly go? They did not realize that humans had already found a place. Years ago, human explorers had found something. A region of space beyond the galaxy. Empty. Unclaimed. Perfect. They had kept it secret, waiting for the right moment. Humans had been preparing in secret ever since. Building ships. Stockpiling supplies. Gathering colonists. They had been getting ready for this moment. Across Earth, people packed their belongings. They boarded massive ships in every city. Millions of them. They were leaving. The human fleet launched. Thousands of ships rose from Earth, from Mars, from the colonies. The largest migration in history. They jumped toward the void. The council watched in disbelief. Humans were leaving. Where were they going? Why? The fleet traveled for months. Through darkness. Through danger. Through the unknown. They faced challenges, but they pushed through. They reached the new region. It was empty. No species. No claims. No rules. Just stars waiting to be claimed. Humans began to build. They claimed worlds. Built colonies. Created cities. They named their new home New Earth. Years passed. The human civilization grew. They built farms for food, factories for goods, schools for learning, hospitals for healing. They thrived. They declared themselves independent. The human kingdom. Not an empire. Not a conquest. A kingdom of free people, built on their own terms. Other species heard about the human kingdom. Some were curious. Some were interested. Some wanted to join. Humans welcomed anyone who wanted to live in peace. Other species, tired of the council's rule, came to join them. The kingdom grew. The council heard rumors of the human kingdom. They did not believe it at first. Then they sent scouts. The scouts returned with incredible news. Humans had built a civilization beyond the galaxy, and it was thriving. The council was furious. They could not have humans building their own kingdom. It challenged their authority. It made them look weak. They decided to act. They would send a fleet. They would bring humans back under their control. The council voted to send a fleet. They would bring the human colony back under their authority. They would show them who ruled the galaxy. A massive fleet assembled. Thousands of ships. The best the council had. They jumped toward the human kingdom, confident, ready. They reached the new region. They expected to find a primitive colony, barely surviving. Instead, they found something incredible. The human kingdom was thriving. Worlds were settled and shining. Cities glowed with light. Ships patrolled the space between. It was a civilization, not a colony. The council sent a message. Humans, you are banned from expansion. Return to council space immediately. Submit to our authority. The human leader, now king of the human kingdom, responded. We are not in your space. This is our space. We built it. We rule it. You have no authority here. The council commander threatened force. Submit or be destroyed. The human king smiled. You are welcome to try. But know this. We are not the same humans you banned. We have grown. We have learned. We have prepared. The council fleet faced the human fleet. Both sides ready for battle. The council commander hesitated. He looked at the human ships. They were not primitive anymore. They were advanced. Powerful. He was not sure they could win. He ordered retreat. The council fleet returned home. They reported what they had seen. The council was stunned. They realized they had made a terrible mistake. They had tried to contain humans. Instead, they had pushed them to become something greater. The council debated. Some wanted to attack again. Others wanted to make peace. The arguments raged. Meanwhile, the human kingdom continued to grow. And other species, tired of the council's rule, began to look toward the humans with hope. Species began to leave the council. They traveled to the human kingdom, seeking something better. They asked to join. Humans welcomed them. They offered citizenship, freedom, peace. The kingdom grew stronger with every new arrival. The council panicked. Their power was slipping. Worlds were leaving. Their authority was crumbling. They decided on one last gamble. They would send their entire fleet. They would crush the human kingdom once and for all. The largest fleet in history assembled. Tens of thousands of ships. The best the council had left. They jumped toward the kingdom, desperate and determined. They reached the kingdom. They found something unexpected. Not just human ships. Ships from a dozen species. All united under the human banner. All ready to fight for their new home. The battle began. It was fierce. Long, costly. Ships exploded on both sides. Lives were lost. The humans fought with something the council did not have. Determination. Refusal to quit. They had built this kingdom from nothing. They would not let it be destroyed. The council fleet was defeated. They retreated, broken and humiliated. The council's power was shattered. Worlds declared independence. The council collapsed. The human kingdom became the center of a new alliance. Free worlds, united in peace and cooperation. Humans were hailed as liberators. The ones who had defied the council and built something better. Years passed. Peace returned. The kingdom thrived. But in the darkness, something else watched. Something from beyond. Something that even the humans might not be able to stop. The human kingdom entered a golden age. Trade flourished between worlds. Knowledge spread freely. Peace reigned across the alliance. Other species learned from humans. Their resilience. Their determination. Their refusal to quit. These lessons were passed down through generations. On the capital world, a monument stood. Dedicated to those who had made the journey. Who had built the kingdom. Who had defied the council and won. A young alien asked an elder, "Is it true? The story about the humans? About how they built their own kingdom?" The elder nodded. "It is true. I was there. I saw it." The young one listened as the elder told the story. The ban. The exodus. The kingdom. The battle. The victory. They could have given up, the elder said. They could have accepted their place. Instead, they built something new. Something better. The young one nodded. "So they taught us that limits are just suggestions." The elder smiled. "They taught us that when someone says you can't, you don't have to accept it. You can find your own way. Build your own future." The elder looked at the stars. Somewhere out there, the human kingdom still thrived. A beacon of hope. A reminder that no ban could stop those who refused to quit. And somewhere, in the capital, a statue stood. Ambassador Chen. The one who had spoken for humanity. The one who had led them to freedom. Her stone eyes looked toward the stars, always watching, always hopeful.